Welcome! Quinn with the highest voice doing the bass.
I know.
Anyway, welcome back to another cold episode, and I'm stealing Kyle's lines.
Do it, go.
This is... Oh my god, shut up. Today is a little different again. You might notice similar clothes if you're watching. I don't know. Yes. Gotta love Death Note and Overlord. But here we are. We're going to be talking about Alita Battle Angel today. Recent movie. Anime-based. Was that a high five? Oh, yes! Yes!
Nailed that opening.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Alita
Battle Angel.
Alita Battle Angel, baby. So, this is a movie that has been out for a while. I don't know how long it's going to stay in theaters. But, all in all, it's an anime movie, or a manga adaptation, into Hollywood film. Yes. And it was good. We watched it last week, so it's not terribly fresh in our minds. But we had some recording issues, so we're recording it now. Anyway.
Here we are.
Alita Battle Angel is...
I'm here. It's good. Alita Battle Angel, guys.
It's a good show. I think on Rotten Tomatoes it has a 60% critic score, which is meh. But it has a 93% audience score, which is, first of all, ridiculous. Really? I didn't think it was that good.
Me neither, but...
I love
But so many people were just like, it is the best show ever!
Well, I think a lot of it was that, like, it was different. And, like, it was more like an anime.
Yeah.
Except in a Hollywood film. So it was like, whoa, this is cool. Let's give it a good review so we get more stuff like this.
Yeah. Which...
Yeah.
So, when we went, Quinn had already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and Tanner's first time seeing it. I went into it, like, thinking, yeah, let's go watch an anime movie. And Tanner did not do that.
I tried. Like, I gathered that, like, it was based on a manga, and I was, like, ready for... I just wasn't as good as I thought it was for the over-the-topness some of the time. I was like...
So he was sitting next to me just like, what is happening? I'm so confused.
No, I wasn't
not like confused.
I was just, there was a couple times I was like, but Kyle was like, dude, this is normal. I was like, you're right, it's an anime.
So like about halfway through, he stopped doing that. He was just like, it's an anime, it's fine.
I've accepted it at this point, let's just go.
But it was very funny to see, like, him just be like, wait, this is stupid. This is over the top. And I'm just like, dude,
just
anime.
Roll with
it's an anime.
Like...
Think of it in terms of it's an anime. Oh yeah, got it.
just motorball with it.
This
dude.
is a
just
good
roll
show.
with it.
Just motorball.
Boom! Your jokes suck.
Get off the stage.
Okay, so what order do you want to talk about things?
So let's talk about the story real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, the story.
Basic story: Dr. Ito finds this face of a cyborg in a junkyard, and then he takes her home and makes a body for her, and that's Alita.
Fell from the sky.
Yeah. From the city up above.
From the city in the sky.
From the city in the sky.
Yeah.
And then he makes Alita. And then Alita says, yo, dog, I'm gonna mess some crap up. And then she
first of all, she's like, who are you? And then she's like, whoa, who am I? And he's like, freaking, I don't know. Who are you? Freaking, I don't know. I thought you were gonna help me with that. But...
Which usually I don't like the amnesia trope, but it made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no one likes that trope.
No one likes it.
But it shows up everywhere.
All the time.
They did it okay.
It's great.
It didn't feel...
It's easy to write a story when your main character has amnesia. Or is 5.
Or both.
or both.
5-year-old amnesiac.
Squirtman! No, I'm just kidding.
Have you watched some of that yet?
No.
Anyway, Kate. No detours. We're back.
No detours. That'll never happen.
But basically, they play some motorball, and Alita kicks some trash and becomes a bounty hunter, and then kicks more trash, and then gets a new body, and then kicks more trash, and then...
The fighting's very good.
Oh,
says,
yeah.
F you, I'm gonna go up to that city and F some butt up. It's great.
She doesn't actually get there.
No.
But she does actually say fuck you.
Yeah. No. She doesn't say fuck you. She says fuck Okay.
We'll get to that.
Sorry.
Don't worry, mate.
It's the best part of the movie.
Hold on.
One of the best
It's
parts.
hard.
Okay. Do we want to talk about like the world?
I think the world building was pretty good. It wasn't like a necessarily very interesting world, but the way they built the world was pretty cool.
It worked out all right. A cool thing for like the very start of the movie is like the 20th Century Fox should be familiar theme, and then like right after it like blinks and like fades, and then it's 26th century, and we're like, oh, okay, cool, futuristic.
Okay, this.
We're
At
ready.
least we know what century we're in.
Yeah.
At least we know what century.
Okay, and so yeah, a lot of the world is like the desert wasteland, but there's like the cities underneath the floating city.
Yeah, there's like 2 cities basically left on the planet. Or something.
I don't know. There's probably stuff elsewhere, but
they didn't give a lot, which
yeah,
in terms of world building can help, and it did in this one. Mm-hmm. You didn't need to know a lot, and so it was still like mysterious, and there was it kind of helped us feel like Alita and like understand her plight, kind of thing.
And very early on,
we don't know anything.
I mean, yeah, we get to know her a little bit, but very early on, they established that like cybernetics and like cyborgs are not uncommon. So she didn't like stick out being
Robots.
Yeah. Not even like robots so much as there were like the
there were
Centurions,
robots, but it's like
mostly we had
cyborgs.
Yeah, and like they're very common in the society.
And when the guy first met her, he was like, "Hey," and then he was like, "Oh, you're a cyborg. Didn't notice that." And I was like, "How did you not? Have you seen her eyes?"
Like that's the first thing you notice.
That's the first thing you notice. You're like, your eyes.
Her eyes are like
Yeah.
That's unnaturally huge.
That's one of those things where you look at them and it's like, "Geez, what the?" Oh wait,
seeing
no,
that
that's
in real
the
life would be
Ooh.
alarming. You'd be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
You're like,
also, she's
what
gorgeous.
drugs did I take?
Her eyes are beautiful. It's amazing.
Yes.
They did a good job. James
they-
Cameron's famous for good CGI.
And they didn't turn them blue.
Yes, they're actually cool. Not cool, but like beautiful brown eyes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
underrated.
that was cool. Do we want to talk about the CGI real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Quinn has already mentioned James Cameron, director, producer, dude,
Yeah.
man of Avatar, the
Created
Blue People.
Avatar.
Not the Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Not the
that
good Avatar, the bad Avatar.
Well,
But it was still a
Hold
good
on.
movie.
what? No.
one. The good movie Avatar.
Yeah, the good movie Avatar.
There was a bad movie.
There was a
Avatar.
bad movie
We do
Avatar.
not speak of it.
I have to say this real quick. I was at work, and the bad movie Avatar was on the TV in the break room. And I was like, how dare? How
I'm
dare
so
they?
sorry.
And then I went back and I went to work, and I came back for lunch, and they had another terrible movie. I forgot what other terrible movie, but they had the bad Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It was the
movie.
bad movie
And
channel.
It was terrible. I was having flashbacks, like, oh, I
You're like,
remember
PTSD?
how terrible this movie is. It hurts.
Okay. Anyway, so James Cameron also, he didn't create, but he helped
Produced?
like. James Cameron was involved with this movie. Don't know how, but he was, and it was great.
He's a director.
Is he a director?
Yeah.
Okay. He directed it, I think. But he does an incredible CGI.
Nope, not director.
Not director.
Producer?
That's what I thought.
I think producer. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's first on putting the producers
He's
list.
the producer.
He's the
Yeah.
producer. That's what I thought. He does. Whenever James Cameron works on something, the CGI is incredible, and it was incredible in this one as well. It felt very realistic, very real to the world, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though Alita had really big eyes, it didn't feel like that was out of place.
It didn't feel super unnatural.
Yeah.
It's the most natural thing you see in the movie.
Which is odd.
Because everything else is super robotic.
Yes.
Everyone's
Yeah.
real
All the other
weird.
CG stuff, yeah.
And that being said, like, along with the CG, the sound design for many of like the robotic elements and the cybernetics and stuff like that was also pretty
It was
well
good.
handled.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Overall, the CGI and the sound for the CGI characters was pretty good.
It sounded like realistic metallic sounds instead of like we mentioned last week, Transformers with the transformation,
like the very
sound,
Transformer sound.
Where you're like, what?
That's not a real sound.
I feel like none of those parts make those sounds.
I feel nothing.
But they're aliens, so they can make that sound.
They're alien robots.
Brilliant.
Anyway, so yeah, but in terms of the CGI, it was good. In terms of the story, it was very good. In terms,
can we talk about the story more?
Yeah,
and how it was a little disjointed.
Yes,
because
pacing was an issue.
Being originally manga formatted, it makes sense, but like, it felt like there were different arcs within the movie, and there wasn't the overarching movie story arc was less strong because of it.
Yeah.
So there were like 3 or 4 mini arcs within the movie.
We talked about how there's the part where it literally like cuts out, and you're like, "That's the end of the episode."
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is a movie. There's still more to watch. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It happened like twice.
I think we all just realized that, and we're just like, oh yeah. I almost even like started rolling my chair back.
All right, good.
Like,
time to go home.
You know, getting ready to leave,
or like
go
go get snacks between episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can go to the bathroom. No, I can't. I
like that episode where Sokka's like, unless we're in the future. Like, oh, it's the end. We're all caught up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like that. Oh, gosh. Okay, so, yeah. And because of the fact that it's like, it was going over so much, right? It had to cover a lot in a short amount of time. It was a 2-hour movie, which is a long movie.
It was definitely condensed.
But yeah, it was definitely condensed. And because of that, a lot of the characters felt meh.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters felt meh.
Mm-hmm.
We get the title character, Alita, and we get a little bit of Dr. Ito.
And we get a little bit of Hugo.
Yeah. Just a little.
Yeah.
Even then, he's like, meh.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of him.
But then...
There's some parts where I was like, okay, Hugo's a good character. And I was like, we're not getting enough of him. So,
yeah.
Like
at the beginning, I was like, yeah, Hugo, he's going to be a good character. Let's see how this plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Where the heck is Hugo?
Where's Hugo?
For like 12 scenes, just nothing. Then he shows up again, and you're like, oh yeah, you're in this movie.
But then a couple times he does show up for like briefly, and he does something really unimportant. You're like, that's it? Okay.
This was kept.
Yep.
This is what was kept.
You can tell
what was
that
cut
it was
for this?
condensed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then, I mean, the villains. We had...
Which traditionally in old 90s anime, the plot goes on forever. Like Dragon Ball.
And Speed Racer.
Where you're like, when is this going to end? And so condensing it is a good thing, but also, not condensing an entire series into 2 hours.
Which they didn't. Like, they left it wide open for a sequel, but also, at the same time, it was like...
It was a lot.
It was like, I missed a whole bunch, and I'm real confused, but let's kick some motorball butt.
Which was fun.
Go.
Tournament arc.
We totally missed the tournament
They skipped this tournament arc.
And it's disappointing.
We got
start.
I would have waited... Like, I had to go to the bathroom. I would have waited another 30 minutes for that tournament arc to finish. I would have been like, yes! Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom, but yes! Tournament arc!
They didn't even give us a montage tournament arc.
Yeah, I was like, come on!
Yeah, there were issues, but I think overall, the story was still fun. It still made sense.
Yeah.
Alita was a good character. I mean, she has the best line in the show with... We'll set it up. So, she is fighting Char Marglanar.
Gruishka.
Char Marglanar.
We couldn't remember his name. I mostly did. But, yeah, so...
And, he's a big robotic cyborg.
He's a big boy.
He's way... Oh, like, just looking at him, you're like, wow, that's a really powerful cyborg.
You're like, you're a little too large to fit in doorways.
Yeah. He's like 4 times the size of a normal human.
Yeah, it's kind
Kicks
of weird.
down the double door, ducks in.
Yeah.
Like, crawls into the building. You're like, How'd you get in here?
That doesn't seem logically, like, realistic.
He's the kind of person who, like, walks through a doorway and makes a silhouette of their shape in that doorway because they were too big to fit.
It's like when in SpongeBob when the guy runs in with Patrick on his back and just like poof, turns around. Except this time it's just him.
It's just
anyway,
him. Huge.
Random reference.
Huge. He's huge.
So
She's got huge tracts of land.
Oh my god.
Shut up, Quinn.
He edited that out.
I'm not happening.
Anyway.
So, they're fighting in this, like, underground place, and Alita has been torn apart, just because she's a cyborg, she can do that.
So she's like half a person.
She's
with
like
one
half
arm.
a person, she has one arm,
and, like, some torso and head. That's
She's
all.
crawling around.
and Charmant Glenar is like, I'm gonna make you wish that you had never been born, you know.
I'm gonna take your head off and
Typical stuff.
wear you like a pendant around my neck, and you'll be screaming, begging for mercy every day.
There you go, that's the line.
That's
Something like
what sets
that.
it up. And then she says,
She said, fuck your mercy.
and then
And
she goes
launches herself off of her one arm that she has
from the ground.
somehow been standing on, and stabs him with said arm in the eye,
Yeah.
and then just plops down. You're just like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
And then
You're like, this is what I'm here to see.
and then
Some
backup
good
arrives.
anime fights.
Some ridiculous, over the top, like, main character's dead, basically, but not,
But
basically.
But still awesome enough to, you know, wreck the bad guy.
Yeah. You're just like, what is happening?
Yeah. And then, yeah, backup shows up, and then he runs away.
I was surprised that there
The
was
dog
no
guy.
wins because of the power of friendship.
Oh my gosh.
That's in
Never
that's in
happened.
the second movie.
That's in the second. Oh, good. That's what I was waiting for.
Although they did do a lot of stuff for, like, the power of word for, like, love and stuff.
Yeah.
they did.
Which was weird, since the only character we really got any of was Alita. So all the other relationships were just like, wait, why do you like this person?
When it's getting close to the end and she's sitting there and she's all nervous and then she's like, Ito, can a human love a cyborg? And he's like,
Does
what?
this cyborg love a human?
I'm like, she's adorable.
She's adorable.
Oh, man.
Alita is a great character that was fully fleshed out and made into a really interesting, entertaining person.
Yeah, I loved her.
Everyone
I loved
else
every
was
scene
sad.
she was in and every scene that she wasn't in, I was not happy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, go back to Alita. She's amazing.
You're like, why are we with Hugo? No one cares about that punk.
Nobody likes
Go back
Hugo.
to go back to Alita. Put her against Charmant Glenar again. Let's see another fight. And then it happened. You're like, yay.
Zapan.
Zapan.
The dick with the
Zapan.
sword. The Martian sword.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
And then-
Alita came from Mars.
And then Alita shows up and kicks his butt.
You're just like, suck it.
You don't deserve that sword.
Mine now.
Nah, she lets him keep it for like an hour. Movie time.
You don't deserve that sword. You still don't deserve that sword. Do you know what? My sword.
Every scene with the sword, I was like, take the sword! Take the sword!
Yes.
That sword belongs to you!
Especially after
and
she
she
got,
always
like-
gives it back to him. Like, she stops him, she takes the sword, she punches him, then she, like, throws the sword and you're on the
You're like,
ground.
don't throw it on the ground, keep
No!
it! Chop his head off!
Keep the sword! But she eventually does, and it's the greatest.
And, like, especially after she got her, like, Martian... What do they call them? Body? Of the
Yeah, sure, the Martian
warriors.
body. I don't know.
The
Martian body!
combat warrior.
The berserker.
cyborgs. Berserker, that's the word I was looking for, thank you.
Combat ready.
She's combat ready!
I made a great reference, guys. I win.
Oh,
You can all go home.
And so, yeah, after...
She's combat ready!
I broke him. I broke him.
That's my favorite thing ever.
It wasn't that funny, Quinn. Chill.
I'm sorry, I just love that show so much.
Anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
What,
It was pretty good.
Anything else?
If you understood that reference, say so in the comments.
music. Do we want to talk about the music real quick?
There wasn't much.
Yeah.
Music was good.
The only thing, the
wasn't
only
great,
time
but
we
it was
noticed
good.
it was at the end,
Yeah.
which is, it was okay.
Which it was needed.
It was needed at the end. to like hype up the
not tournament arc.
The not tournament arc.
I watched the new How to Train Your Dragon last night.
Don't tell me things.
Hold on.
And the entire movie, I was like, the music. Like, yeah, I'm watching this show, but the music. John Powell, you beautiful man. The entire movie. And I didn't get that from Alita.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can, yeah. I actually love when the music almost takes over. Like, where it's right there, where you can just, it's there. And you're just like, yes, this is amazing. But it's not
it doesn't
focal point.
Distract from the story or anything. And you're like, yes, this is how it should be.
John Williams was an amazing musical director. Because he did that so well.
Composer.
Couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out how I wanted to say that.
There's actually some scenes in all three of the How to Train Your Dragon movies that I'd like to show you that the music does that so well.
Yeah. And, I mean, in Alita, it just wasn't there. It was very safe and just kind of meh.
Yeah.
So.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
It was good, but it wasn't amazing, you know.
It helped, like, tell the story. Had the music not been there, we would have noticed.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't, like...
It wasn't impressive.
Anything else?
I think I'm good.
I think that's everything we really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
good fights.
And you should watch it.
Motorball's fun.
It's yeah.
Motorball's
fun.
Was so cool.
Motorballing.
Motorball's fun. Like it was a really good movie. If you haven't gone and seen it, go and watch it, please. I want a sequel.
Yeah,
I want a sequel.
I want a sequel. I need more of this story.
And see that's exactly what I said. Like right when it ended and the credits started, I was like, oh, it was part 1.
Yeah, it's a part 1.
Yeah.
So go out so that we can watch part 2.
Yeah, because it's not.
China can't carry us all the way. Don't worry about it.
You can look up an article about it if you want, but it did a lot better overseas than it did in the U.S.
That's true.
Anyway, that's gonna be it. Oh, what would you give it out of 10?
7. Yeah.
7.
I'd give it about an 8.
7's good. 8's good.
Yeah. It was a good movie. It was fun. So,
okay.
That's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you didn't enjoy, a like is very much appreciated. If you want,
we like likes.
We
if
do
you
like
want
likes.
to see more content like this,
Subscribe.
just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching.
Stay frosty.
And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.